Hello my friends, welcome back to Cafe Bagheri. Today I'm going to make one of my childhood favorites. It's a dish I used to get with my friends after school at sandwich shops in Tehran. It's called Sossis Bandari. This is a spicy way to cook hot dogs, and we're going to learn how to do this together. I'll give you some background story on it. Let's get cooking. So Sossis is the Farsi word for hot dog. I think it's based on sausage, but in Tehran or all over Iran, when you say Sossis, you mean hot dog. Bandar is the Persian word for a port city. So Sossis Bandari is a port city hot dog dish, right? Persian food is not traditionally known to be spicy, but this particular one is popular because it's so different than anything else you can get in a sandwich shop, like in Tehran or Isfahan or somewhere. So it's a spicy hot dog dish. Now, the traditional way that they do it in these sandwich shops, they slice up the hot dogs, any size, any meat, chicken hot dog, beef hot dog. They don't eat pork there, but if you were making it at home, you can make it with any kind of hot dog, turkey hot dogs. We're doing everything on live fire today, as you can see. So what I'm gonna do is, campfire style, we're gonna put our hot dogs on these spears as if we were outside by the campfire. So the first step is, like I said, I would have been slicing these and frying them, but I'm gonna roast them on fire. Hot dogs showed up in Iran. Obviously they came from Europe, Western world, in northern part of country on Caspian coast, supposedly in Rasht, I believe, or somewhere up north on Caspian coast. In the late 1920s, they went from there all over the country, and some people hated them, some people liked them. But then sometime in 50s and 60s, this spicy dish made out of hot dogs took the country by storm. And it was in the 70s when I started eating it at sandwich shops with my buddies. It was popular in the movie houses, at the snack counter, at the cafe in the movie theater. Like, you would get sandwiches with the spicy hot dog, Sossis Bandari. They say either the Indian soldiers in Her Majesty's Army and Navy, when they came and occupied south of Iran briefly during World War II, they introduced a spicy way of cooking hot dogs. The other story that I find more plausible is that the sailors aboard cargo ships that came to the Persian Gulf ports in south of Iran, they taught the natives in South Iran how to cook hot dogs with Indian spices, curry and different peppers, which wasn't common in Iranian cuisine back then. I think we're almost there. The hot dogs roasting. This is my favorite way to do hot dogs. That's why I thought I will put this touch on it for Cafe Bagheri's version of these. Our hot dogs are roasted and ready. Look at that color. I can smell it. Put them aside here. We'll come back to those. Now, while our hot dogs are sitting there cooling, we're going to push this skillet back over the fire. I'm going to put a couple of tablespoons of vegetable oil in my skillet. So this should get really hot in a jiffy. This is one medium to large onion. They usually use white or yellow onions. I had some red onions in the kitchen, so I mixed it for better color. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fry these onions until they're just about to get some color on them, some golden color, right? What? I think I need a little more oil. That's more. Once the onions are translucent and starting to turn a little color, we're gonna put the tomato paste in there. The spices are the last thing we put. Remember, spices, especially turmeric and some of the more exotic spices, if we were using saffron, which we're not for this, but remember always spices go as late as possible because their aroma and their oils, they tend to escape the food. Okay, they evaporate into the air, and you don't have as much of a potent flavor in your food. By the way, tomato paste is a little too hard. I have some water to thin it out. This is about 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, and we put the water. This is about 3 to 4 tablespoons of water. There you go. See, we're getting very close to the characteristic Sossis Bandari texture and look. It needs a little more water. So we kind of sweating the onions in the tomato and steam from the water. Now I'm going to add all of these spices. I have my turmeric. This is a curry powder, standard curry. I know there are different kinds of curry. I use cayenne pepper. You can use any kind of hot pepper you like Aleppo pepper is something they use in Tehran. Okay? While this is sweating a little bit with the spices, let's go back to our hot dog. The hot dogs that were roasted on the fire are now a little cooler. We're going to slice them diagonally like this. I like that skin that hot dog gets when you roast it on open fire. There you go. We're going to add these into our skillet right here. Okay, I'm gonna add a little more water. It's getting too dry. So I'm gonna cook it until it's the right consistency. Just about another minute or two. We could taste and adjust. We don't put pepper in here because we already have spices and heat in there. Just a little salt, just a little bit. So there are several ways to serve this. You get traditional hot dog bun, or they use ciabatta breads, long ciabatta sandwich breads in Iran. Or you get some sort of flat bread for wrapping, tortillas, lavash bread, pickles, and tomatoes, thin slice, or any other groceries that you want to put on there. Lettuce would belong there sometimes. Traditionally, it was thin sliced tomatoes and cucumber pickles. That's what we're going to do today. I've got some lavash today, so we're going to make wraps, kind of like wrapping tacos. If you've seen our Persian street taco video, I'm going to do it the same style with the lavash bread. All right, our Sossis Bandari is ready. It's looking exactly like we wanted. This is the texture and consistency you're looking for. So you got your hot dog slices, you got your onion and the tomato-y sauce. We're gonna just line it up like this. Again, if it was a hot dog bun, you would just put it in the middle, put the tomatoes like that, crunchy pickles. This takes me back to 1975, 76. High school, going to a sandwich shop with friends on the way to home. So we would go have one of these sandwiches, go home and have dinner, right? Sit at the table, have dinner. But this is it, Sossis Bandari, right from my childhood. Thank you for watching me. Do try this recipe and send me pictures. If you haven't already, please like this video, share it with your friends and family on other social media. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that little bell button so we can keep in touch. And I look forward to seeing you right here very soon. Got a lot more coming.